2016 Honda Accord LX, halogen headlights, halogen daytime running lights. I'll give you a little quick overview of the whole car. Here's the trunk, pretty spacious trunk. The only thing different in this LX is you'll have 100% rear seat fold down with this latch. In sport trims and above, it'll be 60-40 split, so you have a latch on the driver's side of the car on the in the trunk. Just come over here and pull the seat down after depressing that latch, and you have full access to the trunk. LX and sport models in the center console of the back seat won't have the vents for the back seat passengers. So now I'll go over all the interior settings inside the car. So we'll start over here on the driver's side door panel. You have all your power windows, your back power windows, and the front power windows. The driver's side will be auto up and down. So if you push it all the way down or all the way up, it'll go all the way up or down. Or you can just bump it and it'll just go where you need to go. Right above that, you'll have the door locks. And then right next to that is the window locks. It'll lock the other three windows. You only have access to the driver's side window. Right in front of that, you have the side mirrors. So left and right on that toggle switch, we'll be able to adjust the mirrors either on the L or the R.
And then you can adjust the mirror by using this circle with the mirror inside.
Right here we have the Econ button. That'll change the performance of the car, the AC, to try and maximize your fuel economy. Right below that you'll see the VSA, or Vehicle Stability Assist. You can turn that on and off right there. It'll help you with your oversteer and understeer situations. Just another safety feature that we have on our cars. Push that for about 2 seconds and you'll see right there in the dash that shows that it's off. Push it again and turn it back on. Right below that you have the tire pressure monitoring system. To recalibrate, press that for about 3 seconds and it'll recalibrate it after you've inflated the tire, and then you have to drive it for about 30 minutes and it'll recalibrate. Then you have a little button right here in the dash. It'll have the odometer and the trip A's miles. Push that again and it'll change to the range of how far you can go on a tank of gas, and still with the trip A miles. Push it one more time. You have the average fuel economy and trip A's miles. Push it again, you're at trip B's average fuel economy and trip and miles. Then the oil life, it will count down from 100% to 0. At 15%, a little wrench will pop up right there to the left of the speedometer in the dash, and letting you know it's time for an oil change. And then you press it again, it goes right back to the odometer and the trip A. To zero it out, you push and hold that button and it'll zero out trip A as we're in now. And then you can do the same thing for trip B. You just push and hold and it'll zero everything out.
On this side, you have your headlight switch. So off, your running lights, auto headlights, which will turn on and off your headlights when it gets either dark or light outside, and then turning on your headlights. Push forward to turn on your bright lights, and then to flash, you just pull back on that lever. Right below this, you have your menu button, which will switch through your dash here in the center, your display. So right now we're in the audio screen. I'll push this button again here on the steering wheel with the folders, and that'll switch us through audio to your trip computer 1, which is like your current drive's instant fuel economy up top, the current drive's average, and then the previous drive's average. And then at the very bottom here you have the range of how far you can go on a tank of gas. Push that folder button again on the steering wheel, it'll switch to your trip computer 2, which will now show the current drive's average fuel economy and then the 3 previous fuel economies. and then again the range of how far you can go on the tank of gas you have. Push it one more time, it'll go to your clock and wallpaper. You can adjust this wallpaper, which we'll get to here in a little bit. And then you push it again, it'll go right back to the audio screen. Right below that, we have all your controls for your radio, CD player, your Bluetooth, phone, and then all your settings. This will adjust into this screen right here. When you hit display here, it'll change on your screen. So you hit display, and now you can go through those same folder menus that are on your steering wheel. Audio, your current drive's average. Click it again on display. History of trip A. Click display again, and back to your clock and wallpaper. From the audio screen, you have your volume knob right over here. Your power button, you just push that to turn off the radio. When you press menu, it'll bring you to this screen here, where you can get your station list, scan for music, change through your sources, and save presets. Most of these I don't like. There's a lot simpler way of doing most of these, and I'll show you this now. Your presets are all down here at the bottom of this display. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for FM1, which are also right here on the dash. If you push and hold whichever number you want to save your preset and just wait for the beep, it'll save that preset. Then pressing FM AM, we'll go from FM1 to FM2, and then to AM, and back to FM1. CD, if you have a CD in the CD player, you can press that and it'll play that with your eject button. Auxiliary, go through a few different auxiliary ports. You have your USB, USB with iPod, Pandora, which will go through your Bluetooth of your phone, and will display everything from Pandora on there, so you can like and dislike a song and go to the next song. I don't have my Bluetooth set up right now, so right now you can't do that. Your Bluetooth audio, and then back to the USB. Phone settings, which we'll go through here in a little bit. You can adjust all of that. And then all your settings. So from here, you can adjust the sound, which means like the bass, treble, your fade front and rear, and your balance left and right. Your speed volume compensation, what that does for you is it'll raise and lower the volume of the radio according to how much road noise and engine noise there is. Now I'm just going to hit back, and that'll bring us right back to the sound, to your main settings. Audio settings, you have your sound again, exactly the same thing we just did.
Refreshing station list, you can select from manual to auto. I always leave it at manual.
blank, galaxy, metallic, or you can add your own wallpaper. To do this, you open up this cover that's right down here below the AC controls, and you have a USB port right inside there. Put it on like a thumb drive, make sure it's in JPEG or bitmap form, and you can load it up. Clock adjustment showing 10:06. It's actually 11:06. As you can see, it's PM, but it's actually AM. We'll adjust that now. Clock format, 12-hour or 24-hour time, and then back to the defaults. Your phone settings. Connect phone again. Your Bluetooth device list. Now this is for your phone itself. So auto transfer. So if you're talking on your phone outside the vehicle, you come in, start up the car, it'll automatically transfer it to the Bluetooth once it sets up automatically, and you can start talking through the Bluetooth on the car. Vice versa, if you're talking in the car, then you go outside the car, it'll automatically transfer back to your phone. Auto answer. What that does, it'll automatically answer the phone after a couple rings. Most people don't like this because they want to see if they actually want to answer the phone or not. And then you can change through preset ringtones, or completely turn off the ringtone. Text messages right now are only for Android on the LX. Once you go up to the EX and above, you can use your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and be able to get your text messages, but only on the LX and Sport models. You can only get it if you have an Android-based phone. Another way to get to clock adjustment is right there. Click on that, and again, you can go through all your clock settings. Your camera settings. For this car, you have reverse camera only. It is dynamic still, so you'll be able to change your rear cameras either fixed or dynamic guidelines. Dynamic being when you move the wheel, it'll turn with you, and your fixed guidelines being the actual guidelines themselves. Your vehicle settings. Again, TPMS calibration, so you can go through the actual settings here on the display to do your calibration for your tire pressure monitoring system, or you can do it as I showed you right under the Econ and Vehicle Stability Assist buttons. Meter setup. You can adjust the outside temperature display, plus or minus about 5 degrees. So if your car is showing 75 degrees as it is now, and it's actually 79 degrees, you can actually adjust it to show what it actually is outside. Your trip A and B reset timing. So it can adjust when your trip A resets. So with refuel, when you turn off the ignition, or you can manually reset it. And trip B, same thing. When you refuel, ignition off, or again, you can manually reset it. Your fuel efficiency backlight. You can turn this on and off. What that is right between, on the sides of the speedometer here, you have this little white line. That'll go from white to green, letting you know the more efficient you are driving. We'll go back. Your lighting setup. Interior light dimming time. So this is when you first enter the vehicle. Your dome lights, if those are set to door, will stay lit for a certain amount of time, either 15, 30, or 60 seconds. Your headlight auto off timer. So now you just got to your destination while driving at night. Your headlights will automatically stay on after you've turned off the vehicle for 0, 15, 30, or 60 seconds, and you can adjust that here. Then your auto light sensitivity. What this one is this changes how it turns on the headlights when you have it on auto, like I have right now. It'll automatically turn on the headlights faster or slower, depending on how you want it. Normally I'll just leave it at mid. It does it pretty well right there. We'll go back again. Your door setup. This is where you can change a lot of the locking features of your car. Auto door lock. So what this does is you're about to leave your destination. You've started the car. Do you want your car to automatically lock all the doors at vehicle speed, which is between 7 and 9 miles an hour, when you shift it out of park, or you'll lock the doors yourself? Auto door unlock. So now you've arrived to your destination. Do you want all your doors to unlock when your door opens, when you shift it to park, or when you turn off the ignition, or you'll unlock the doors yourself? Key and remote unlock mode. So when you're using the key itself and you hit this unlock button, do you want just the driver's door to unlock, or do you want all the doors to unlock? Something you can do too is if you leave it at driver's door, you press it once, it'll only unlock the driver's door. You press it twice quickly, it'll unlock all doors. Keyless lock answer back. So if you press the lock button twice, it'll beep at you. You can turn that on and off. Your security relock timer, what this is you're leaving your house, you unlock the car, but you haven't opened any of the doors. You forget something inside and you go back in. Well, if you haven't opened the doors within a specified time, the car will relock itself back up within 30, 60, or 90 seconds. Your maintenance info will be your oil life. You can reset that here if your mechanic failed to do so. And then again, default all. System settings. This is where you can adjust a lot of your display, all the beeps. So display, you can adjust the brightness, the contrast and black level of this display. Beep. If you like it to beep at you every time you press this button, you can turn that on. Bluetooth again will show that your Bluetooth is on for the vehicle. The Bluetooth device list, so it'll list everything that's connected to the vehicle at this time. Or as it shows here, you can add another Bluetooth device. You can add up to 6 on the Accord. You can also edit the pairing code, so you can either have it random or fixed for that code. Your voice recognition. If you like it to voice prompt you every time you're doing something with your voice recognition, that'll be just a prompt of everything that you can do. Again, clock. You can adjust the clock wallpaper type, clock adjustment, and your clock format again right there. Others brings you to language. You have English, French, and Spanish. Your display color, you can adjust from blue, amber, red, and green. Your header clock display will be that clock right there in the top right corner. You can turn that on or off. Cursor stop on edge. What that does is when you have a long display with a bunch of different menus up top, it'll actually stop once you get to the very last one that's up there. I usually leave it off, that way it'll just scroll right back to the very beginning one. And then again, factory data reset. That's all for your settings right there. We'll go back to our audio screen. Now here on all Accords, you have dual zone climate control. You have your driver's settings here for your temperature and your passenger. You have sync, which that does is it syncs everything to the driver's side. On and off for the temperature control. Your modes, which you can cycle through how you want it to blow out. And then your fan speeds, up and down. AC off and on with your recirculation button. Your front and rear defrost are on this side. And then your automatic, which will automatically do the fan speed for you and get it to blow out to get it to that temperature as fast as you can. Again, right below the AC control, it's a little spot where you can put a few things, and your USB port, which is a 1 amp USB port. Right below that, you have your power outlet, 12 volt, and another little space to put cell phones and stuff like that. Your gear shift with park, reverse, neutral, drive, sport, and low. Your cruise control is right here on the right side of your steering wheel. When you press that cruise button, it'll kind of be in like a standby mode. That way when you're ready to go somewhere or set your cruise control, you can press set here. If you're going 60 miles an hour, it'll automatically set, plus or minus about 1 mile an hour. If you've canceled, either by pushing this button or the brake pedal, you can press resume to resume the speed you were going at. Left side again of the steering wheel, your volume controls, plus and minus. These will go through your presets or the different tracks if you're on like CD or Bluetooth. And then if you press and hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, it'll scan to the next radio station. Right down here is for your Bluetooth, for your phone, answer a call, hang up, and if you want to call Bob Smith, you can press that and tell the voice recognition, call Bob Smith. Right below the steering wheel, at the very base, is where you can adjust the steering wheel tilt and telescopic. So you pull this release out. Now you can pull the steering wheel forward and back and up and down. Up top, you have your map lights and your sunglass holder. Over on the right side of the steering wheel, you have your windshield wiper controls, down to intermittent to adjust how fast or slow you want those wipers to go on and off. Then low, and one more click down to high, and back up to up, or back up is off. Pull back, it'll mist.